Brett Richter here. We're at the 63rd Canadian Power Toboggan Championship up in Beausejour, Manitoba, and getting ready for an exciting weekend of racing. It's been a long season and we're ready to get it wrapped up for the year. And I am sitting here with the current points leader in the Pro Star Cup Tour, Mr. Blaine Stephenson. Welcome.
Thank you.
You are 140 points up on the field.
Yep.
That's not quite enough, is it?
No, I think we just have to make the final and then we're good.
Yeah, but that's not a guarantee, especially a place like this, big, fast, wide open.
Right. Yeah. And we've had our share of issues, at points, but even the last few weeks we've had our fair share of issues. So a lot of new parts on the sled and maybe some new ideas already on the new one. So we'll look to wrap it up first, make the final.
Yep.
I think third places in heats will kind of get us there, but not overdo it. And then, we want to win, so we'll put the pedal to the metal in the final.
Yeah, I know you pretty well, and third place in the heat is not going to sit well.
No.
So
I'm saying that, and I'm like,
Yeah, you can say it, but you out there don't believe it.
Right.
That's not true.
If we can sweep it, we're going to do it.
Right, yeah, you're going to go after it all.
Yep.
So I don't know if you remember or not, but you and I had a chance to talk last year, and last year was not a very stellar year for you. And we talked a little bit about what the differences were between one year and the previous year, because the year prior you did all right, and things had gone pretty well. And you said, I don't know, I just have to kind of go home and figure this out and put my brain back to it. So what changed here? Because this year has been really quite a good year for you.
Yeah, last year we didn't win a Pro Star Cup race. We won the Friday night shootout in Champ. That was it.
Right.
But yeah, we struggled. So last year we've been running a 116. I don't think it's any secret nowadays. Everybody in the paddock can see it and knows it. And
so hold on for a minute, just so you know, 116 is?
The track length. So everybody historically, like all the sleds basically you see behind us are 106s. With the Samson Racing and Kim Peck's Susie deal, they stopped making the 106 tracks. Camso had partnered with us last year, and they've made the 116, and they make our racing 121s that go in F500s and F3s, and but we partnered with them last year and kind of got the 116 thing rolling again. Tom's sled was done first. The Haugen sleds are both 116s. There's a fair share. If you ask Dustin, his favorite sled ever is a 116.
Okay.
They went back to a 106 and he didn't really like it. So, but that was what was faster, was the 106. So, but we built a 116 last year, and raced it here. But before that, we had raced the sled that we call Black Betty, two-time world champ. It won both of the CPTC races that we won here, all of our Pro Star Cups. I mean, it is the best sled I've ever had, and we run the same motor, same package. It was the same sled year after year after year. We do some fine tuning, but anyway, we got the cylinders redone because they were starting to wear and warp, and it's just what needed to be done, and it never was the same. So then we were back to trying to find motors and kind of get stuff corrected, and never really got there. We had flashes of speed. There were races last year that we should have won that I just didn't drive well, and but yeah, this year, the sled that we raced here last year is not the one that we have this year. It's a little bit new. Jordan has had a lot of influence on it. It's very particular. It's a really, really cool sled when you kind of get into the nitty-gritty of what it is. And Greg Atkinson put together a really good package for the Polaris this year. So we've, in Wall Brothers Racing, like we're in the business of winning, and that's kind of, we all just needed a reset, I think. So last year wasn't bad for us.
Right.
Brought us down to earth.
Right.
It's not the season that we wanted, so we're back to trying this again, and obviously it's been a stellar year.
Yeah, it's been a really good year for you. Your regular partner, Tom Olson, had an injury in Eagle River, and he's been out for a little bit, but I know he's still around and helping you out a little bit here and there. Tanner Foss has been racing out of the Wall Brothers trailer this year. Any difference in that? I mean, is it you go from somebody you kind of know to somebody you don't really know? And I'd assume you used to share information with Tommy in a certain level, and
Yeah.
did it feel different?
Not a ton. It's when Tom came onto the team. Tom's much older than I am, right? 6 years older than I am, but he was a rookie and champ when he came, and I wasn't very old by the time we both started racing for Wall Brothers, and my experience level wasn't real great, but we talked a lot, especially that rookie year and the following year, and ever since then it's kind of petered down. Like, we have a lot of different driving styles. But with Tanner, is a lot of the same. Like, he raced champ last year, but he started racing snowmobiles only 4 or 5 years ago. Walls are very familiar with him because he's from that area, and he stops in the shop a lot, that kind of thing. But yeah, it's they're both kind of quirky personalities. Dustin and I talk about that. It's been good getting to know both of them and seeing the sames and differences that they've got. But yeah, and it's funny. I'll go to Tom when I'm really lost, but it hasn't been a lot. But we'll talk a lot in our trailers, and then I get to the point. I'm a visual learner, so. On the inside of the trailer, we got dry erase markers, and we'll draw the track out, and here's where I'm at, and here's my line, and there's this bump here, and this and that. And I think it was in Eganville, which would have been the first race Tanner was at. He's just like, how in the heck are you getting around this place so fast? Like, I can't see it, I can't find it. What are you doing? And I was like, oh, great, here we go again. I'm back to drawing maps. I thought I was done with this, but no, they've both been really good. So it's been a pleasure to work with both of them.
Yeah, that's great. It's got to be nice having a teammate too, because then there's somebody truly in your corner. I mean, not like another Polaris racer isn't in your corner, but somebody that's really on your team. It's kind of like you feel like you've got some level of confidence there. Maybe you don't have somewhere else, but and I think Tanner probably feels that more than you would, just because of your level of experience and stuff. So I think he believes he can trust what you tell him. Fishermen aren't good at telling their friends where they caught the fish.
No,
but in this situation, hopefully you're a little more honest.
Yep.
So you're getting kind of, I don't know where you are in your career. I don't know what your thoughts are going forward, but how do you get some idea when you think you're getting ready to be done?
Yeah, that's a great question. Obviously, like, I've got a daughter now, so family comes into it, but at the same time, it's something that I've loved doing for so long, and I appreciate Alexis, my wife. She's been very understanding of it. This year, with a newborn and us trying to figure stuff out with this new sled and the F3 being so far off last year, and there really wasn't a weekend in December that I wasn't busy, and whether it was going up to Walls and doing some testing there, or we were racing. You throw in the holidays, and she was baptized in there. Like, our December was wild, and we had a 2-month-old baby, and it was the last weekend in December, and I was kind of like, we kind of want to go testing. She's like, really? I was like, yeah. She goes, well, the sleds are all really fast already. I was like, I know, but she's just been an angel, so I can't complain about that. But
it's hard to make those choices that were easy before Rory came along.
Yes.
Right.
So as far as the timeline, like, I signed 3 more years with Polaris Racing this summer, so I have 2 more years on that deal.
Yep.
Before we went and talked to Tom Jr. and them, I did talk to Dustin. It was like, where are we at? Because I don't have a contract with Walls. It's a gentleman's agreement, and obviously it's love it.
Right.
But and they were like, whatever you want, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm at. I don't know when the right time is. You look back at like Vince Stridonk and Dustin and Jordan and even back to PJ, kind of, I'm kind of getting to that time where they all were, which is a little bit scary, but
there's other people that have raced longer than that.
Oh, yeah.
Still do.
Yep.
So yeah, the opportunity's there. I can imagine that's a difficult thing to go through, but you still find a lot of fun at the racetrack. Because every once in a while when I see you, you're a little bit high-strung about stuff, but it's still fun?
Yeah, I'm competitive by nature, but last year wasn't a lot of fun, but this year definitely has been. It's more fun when you're winning races, and I noticed that in myself. Like I try to, just because like we have so many people that come, like the Betchers and Greg Beener and Ken Beckford's come and help us a lot this year, and you know I get that. Like I give off that I'm ticked off, and a lot of times like I kind of am, whether I'm upset with myself or upset with the sled, but I try not to pin it on anybody. It's more just me, but yeah, I've tried to be a little bit looser at the track just to. Should be fun.
If you're not competitive, you shouldn't be here.
Well, that's true too.
I mean, that's just being honest about it. You know, it's just, but you want to be sure it's fun, because competition can be great fun. It can also be a pain in the rear end.
Yep, 100%.
So, you know, it's that balancing
100%.
act, right?
Yep.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you're having fun.
Yes.
So it's always good to see you at the track. I really enjoy it. You're always fun to talk to. We always seem to get into some interesting conversations and about topics sometimes even bigger than snowmobile racing, but that's what it's all about. So you've got obviously some people that really help you out a ton to get to the racetrack. You mentioned a couple already, but who else from a sponsorship standpoint is out there helping you?
Before the sponsors, like Mom and Dad, every race, all the Eastern travel, Beaujeu twice, they sacrifice so much time and energy and effort, and so really appreciate them. You know, and Dad takes care of a lot of the stuff. Again, with a newborn, like I want to be over and helping with the trailer and getting all that stuff ready, but I know that I got to go home and help Alexis with Rory, and I've got responsibilities there, and Dad's done a lot of, you know, before when we didn't live in Hutch, he took care of everything that way, but he still does, and doesn't ask a lot, you know, just does it, and I do think he enjoys it. But yeah, their support has just meant so much. The entire Wall Brothers racing team, Dave and Dermont giving me the opportunity to race their sleds has been crazy for my career. But I love helping them on the side of, you know, this is the business, and we're out there to win races and represent ourselves as best that we can. And there's part of me that like gets ticked off when we're not winning races for that part too, like knowing that that, you know, I'm not representing the brand as well as I can. But yeah, so a huge shout out to them, everybody in the shop, Dustin, Jordan, Terry, Jeff, Mary, and Brandon working in, answering a lot of the phone calls when all the customers are calling. Big shout out to Tom. I know like his injuries, and but he showed up to Manawa and Eagle River, and you know, a lot of dialogue with Tanner and kind of what he was feeling and what he was seeing from the side of the track. So I thought that was very big of him, and it's not easy to see somebody else racing your sleds.
Right.
But and then all of our other sponsors, FXR, Woody's Traction, Polaris Racing, obviously. Walker Evans, Two Extreme Designs, Camso, Power Mad, World Tech, RCCA Co-op, just everybody that helps us. It's been great.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm really happy that you got to turn your season around and, you know, bring some limelight back to the Polaris sled and, you know, move it up there. I know you missed on the WC and some of those kind of things, but, you know, it's been a good season. If you can put the tour in your back pocket this weekend, that'd be a great thing as well. So it'd be a good way to end up the season. Because, I mean, a 9-race season is a lot. You know, we've complained for years that we missed events because of weather. Everybody wanted to race more, and now we're racing more, and it's like, I think you're ready to be done, right?
It's a little bit that way, yeah. It gets to be a long season, but you know, I love it that way. It's, you know, then there's benefits to it too, right? You get, especially if you're winning or you're doing well podiuming, you're getting, you know, the Cup Tour still pays pretty good, so you're getting that money, you're getting contingency money, you're paying some bills that way. But then to see the fans too everywhere you go, you know, we have such a big following, like ourselves, we have such a big following in Eganville, Ontario. Like you never know it, but the fans there are out in droves and crazy, and it's awesome. Yeah. But just being able to go back to every spot, you know, that we do cover and that our fans are around is good too. Just to, I mean, that's the only reason that we're out there, is putting on a show for them. So. Sure. Yeah. Been good. All right, let's wrap this up with the FXR Fast Tanks. I know it's your favorite part. You ready? Mm-hmm. Would you rather eat only fast food or eat vegan? Fast food. Do you want the chicken or do you want the egg? The chicken. Would you rather never use a smartphone or never use a computer again? Oh, never use a computer.
Would you rather walk a day with wet socks or with a pebble in your shoe?
Wet socks.
Would you rather lose your speech or lose your hearing?
Speech.
Would you rather have lunch with Riley Baker or get $20 cash?
With Riley. That'd be a good time probably. So I'll take Riley up on that.
All right. You prefer to stay in or go out?
Go out.
Would you rather listen to Justin Bieber or death metal for the rest of your life?
Death metal.
Would you rather never to have to sleep or never to have to eat for the rest of your days?
Never to have to sleep.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cup or Snickers?
Depends on the day. I could go both ways.
Wait a minute, I'm 9 for 9 today.
You're 9 for 9.
Yeah.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
Good answer.
10 for 10.
That is Blaine Stephenson, driver of the number 102 Pro Champ in F3 here in Beausejour for the 63rd running of the Canadian Power Toboggan Championship.